Have you ever wondered how to modify behavior of a Magento 2 PHP class without changing its core files, without extending these core files? Well, Magento 2 has a feature called plugins, or also known as interceptors, that would allow us to do so. In this video, I will explain what plugins are, how they work, and why they are essential for Magento 2 development. My name is Max Prenko, and I'm a founder of a Mage Mastery educational resource for Magento developers. So let's get started. A plugin or interceptor is a class that modifies the behavior of a public class methods. It does this by intercepting a function call and running code before, after, or even around that function or method call. This means that you can substitute or extend the behavior of any public method without altering the original class itself. One of the biggest advantages of using plugins is that they help reduce conflicts among extensions that modify the same class or method. Magento executes these interceptors sequentially based on a configured sort order, preventing direct conflicts. This keeps your customizations clean, modular, and upgrade safe. Plugins also provide a flexibility to follow single responsibility principle. So instead of putting all your business logic or behavior in a single class and having a long list of external class dependencies, you may create a plugin, and inside the plugin you can add additional logic that would offload original class and that would add additional functionality. Plugins work using three types of methods. Before methods, they execute before the original method. After methods, execute after the original method. And around methods. It's a wrap around the original method and can even control whether it executes. As part of Learn Magento the Right Way series, we have a module that we are going to further implement in order to provide additional functionality, and for this we're going to use plugins, and by following example we will create a plugin PHP class and its configuration. So let's go ahead and jump into the code. The My Orders Products page is currently not secured. So if I will copy this URL and open it in a new incognito window, we can see that we have access even though we don't have user logged into its account. So if we will navigate, let's say, to my account, we can see that we have a redirect to a login page. This is what we have to do for this My Orders Products page. And in order to do this, let's go ahead to our editor, and we can do it in two ways. First way is that we can inject a session into Orders Products controller, and we can check here if session is logged in. We can create a redirect and redirect user to a login page. The second way is more preferable, is to create a around execute plugin that will be responsible for checking whether a user is currently logged in, and if not, this plugin will create a redirect response and will redirect user to a login page. So let's go ahead and create such plugin, and we will call this plugin check customer plugin. So the difference between injecting new functionality into controller versus adding new functionality via plugin is that if we will inject this new functionality here, the controller becomes responsible for more than one thing that overlaps with a single responsibility principle, and we basically break the idea of this principle. Where on other hand, we can add this new functionality, and imagine this is as a new functionality via plugin. And Magento allows us to do this injection with the help of dependency injection and plugin mechanism that is available for us. So we have to create around execute method, and this method will be triggered for the subject that is the orders products controller. So here we will put if statement, and let's add callable proceed. If statement will say session is logged in, and if not, we will create a redirect, or else we will return a proceed callable function. So in the construct method, we will have to inject a session, a customer session, where we will get access to isLoggedIn method. Here we will need to also add a second dependency called redirect factory. This comes with the Magento Framework controller result namespace. Redirect factory, and a third dependency is a store manager interface that will give us URL to the customer login page. So here we will create a new and assign to a redirect variable a new instance of the redirect class. Then we have to provide a URL, and we will use store manager get store get URL in order to access and generate a URL that is customer account login page. And finally, we will return redirect, but before we will trigger set URL, and we will pass redirect URL into the set URL method. Or else we will pass the execution to our action controller to execute method, where we will generate or render a page. For this to work, for this plugin to be triggered, we have to create a configuration file called di.xml, and this configuration file has to include a type. It's basically our controller name, PHP class controller, and we will paste it into a name argument. And here inside of the type we will add a name and the type for a plugin XML node. So name of the plugin is going to be something like Mage Mastery orders products check customer logged in, and the type is the name of the plugin. So let's paste it here, and let's run bin Magento setup upgrade command. So our plugin will be generated for the controller and will be executed when we will visit orders products page. And when we will open our orders products page in the incognito window, we have to see the customer login page, so we can restrict access to the my orders products page the same way as all other customer related pages are restricted. And once we are logged in, we can navigate to my orders products page. Here are a few best practices when working with plugins in Magento 2. Use plugins only for public methods. Avoid using them on constructors or magic methods like destruct or set or get. Keep your plugin logic lightweight to prevent performance issues. Prefer using before and after methods instead of around methods unless necessary. And in our example, it was a necessary step to use around plugin, because without around plugin, there was no possibility to perform a redirect to a customer login page. And that's how plugins work in Magento 2. They are a powerful tool for modifying class behavior without affecting core files, making your customization upgrade friendly. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more Magento 2 tutorials. Shout out to our sponsors on Patreon and YouTube membership, and if you would like to support this channel, make sure to check the links below in the description of this video. See you in the next video.